here's your wrestling news for April 14th, 2021. And if you like what you're watching, smash that like button and give us 1,000 likes or more. And your headlines for today include: WWE changes plans for next 2 pay-per-views. WWE plans a major comeback. WWE Creative is buzzing with several ideas. Fans trash post-Mania Raw. What happened? I was a little turned on. Logan Paul's reaction to a female talent on WrestleMania. Thanks, Vince. Top WWE superstar receives huge gift from the chairman. Former WWE Divas champion gets married. AEW threatens to fire wrestlers if they break new golden rule. SmackDown superstar misses WrestleMania for very worrying reason. That's the coolest. Chris Jericho gives huge praise for WrestleMania performance. I had no choice. WWE legend hits out at company for changing his WrestleMania plans and more. We're starting today with WWE's next pay-per-view, now called WrestleMania Backlash, but that wasn't the show originally planned for May. Ringside News reports that originally Money in the Bank was meant to follow WrestleMania, but that show has been moved to later in the year. It's been reported that the decision to switch the 2 events was made a long time ago, and it wasn't until WWE revealed the date for WrestleMania Backlash that fans realized they'd been switched. Now, WrestleMania Backlash will be on May 16th, with Money in the Bank on June 20th, meaning fans will have to wait a bit longer to see which 2 superstars will be earning a title match at any time of their choosing. NXT next, and after a dominant run, Finn Balor's title reign ended at the hands of Karrion Kross during TakeOver Stand and Deliver, and despite coming up short in their brutal match, Balor was hailed by the WWE Universe for his memorable performance. Now Balor has achieved everything on NXT as he reinvented himself after moving back to the Gold brand in 2019. Embracing his darker side, Balor's received the booking he's always deserved, and justified said booking by delivering fantastic matches one after the other. No longer the champion, rumors have been circulating that Balor could return to the main roster, and a return to Raw could make for some interesting angles. The Red brand desperately needs new feuds and top performers, something Balor could provide, and it could even see the Irishman challenge for titles immediately after his return. Balor's most recent heel run has also been his most interesting, as he's excelled in the main event scene of NXT by giving fans and superstars a taste of his brutal self. One man who knows Balor well is AJ Styles, who's also a heel on Raw, and perhaps a return to the Red brand could see an alliance between the 2 massively popular former world champions. If not allies, Balor and Styles could be fantastic rivals, as they delivered the match of the night back at TLC 2017, despite their bout being booked at the last minute. It's safe to say that the 2 have chemistry, and it's this chemistry that should lead Creative to reunite them on Raw. The only issue with Balor's return to the main roster is his booking afterward, as it'd be a crime to see the Irishman go from his incredible NXT heel run, with very few escaping his dominance, to once again sitting on the sidelines as a Raw superstar. Raw's creative team should trust him with big feuds and long-term storylines, and given that many see Balor's main roster return is overdue, the creative must invest more in his booking. The last time we saw Finn on the main roster, he suffered a massively underwhelming loss to The Fiend at SummerSlam 2019 before joining NXT 2 months later. If a return is imminent, Balor is bound to go after Bray Wyatt and could perhaps bring back his Demon King persona, which has always been popular to do so. A possible alliance could even be formed with Alexa Bliss, who split from Wyatt at WrestleMania, and it's being reported that there are many plans being talked about in WWE currently about how to bring in Balor to feud with The Fiend. A revenge story over a year in the making, booking this feud would allow WWE to put 2 incredible gimmicks against each other, leading to a huge push for 2 superstars who have suffered huge losses lately. Perhaps Balor could engage in one big feud in NXT before his main roster surprise return at SummerSlam, and defeating Bray Wyatt's darker self could be exactly what Finn needs to be pushed into the world title picture on the main roster. Do you think Balor should return to the main roster? And if so, who should he face? Let us know in the comments. Speaking of NXT, this week's show was the Gold brand's first time on Tuesday nights, and this new era was kicked off with a bang. When NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez was in the ring, she was confronted by Raw Women's Champion Rhea Ripley, who was sent packing from NXT by Gonzalez many months ago. It seems that time heals all wounds as the pair embraced and clinked their new titles before being joined by fellow NXT alum and SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair. All three shared the ring as a picture of the three from a few years back flashed behind them in a heartwarming moment for them and the fans. All three were crowned champions during WrestleMania week, as a new era has truly been ushered in with the three new title holders. Back to Raw, and though this week's show saw the return of Charlotte Flair and Mason T-Bar to align with MVP, the show wasn't exactly the traditional post-Mania Raw. In the past few years, fans have gotten used to shocking returns, debuts, and title changes for the post-Mania Raw, though this year's show didn't have that same spark. In a poll on Twitter for Ringside News, 83.2% of the 1,545 users who responded gave Raw a thumbs down, with many commenting by dragging WWE's creative direction after the biggest event of the year. We'll have to see if the post-Mania SmackDown can impress fans this Friday on Fox, but going by this poll, they have a lot of work to do with the Red Brand. One highlight of the Red Brand was Alexa Bliss's promo, where she made it clear that she's embracing her darker side alongside a new doll called Lily. The doll looks creepy, so it should come as no surprise that WWE turned to someone they know can make creepy stuff for its creation. During Raw, Jason Baker, one of the minds behind The Fiend, let everyone know that he's responsible for creating Lily and credited everyone who helped with it. Lily likely isn't going away, and if you couldn't sleep after watching the creepy doll with its demented face, now you know you have Jason Baker to thank. Bliss certainly made her presence known during Night 2 of WrestleMania, as she had a special entrance ahead of the Fiend's match with Randy Orton, and Logan Paul was watching closely. Ahead of his appearance for the Sami Zayn vs. Kevin Owens match, Paul was sat backstage and was filmed as part of WWE's WrestleMania Watch-Along show, where talent watched the event backstage. During Bliss's entrance, the YouTuber said he was, quote, kind of turned on when Bliss made her way to the ring, an interesting reaction to say the least. After his WrestleMania appearance and taking a stunner, it's unlikely fans will see Logan Paul for a very long time, if ever again, and judging by the negative reaction from the crowd, fans are happy to see the last of Logan Paul. As we mentioned earlier, Raw saw the return of Charlotte Flair, now 100% a heel, and that was made clear when she attacked both Asuka and Rhea Ripley in the Raw Women's title match. Saying that Ripley took the spot meant for her at WrestleMania, Flair made it clear that she wants to hold the gold she last held 4 years ago, and now she'll get the opportunity. On Wrestling Observer Radio, it was explained that the reason the Raw Women's title rematch didn't finish is because the plan is for a three-way program between Ripley, Asuka, and Flair. It's likely that the three could have a title match at WrestleMania Backlash, and given that the Queen already holds title victories over both Rhea and Asuka, the new Raw Women's Champion may find herself losing a title to Charlotte Flair for the second year in a row. Many fans weren't happy to see Flair back on Monday, which is to be expected for a heel, but some fans were more annoyed with how she looked rather than what she did. One fan in particular said how Flair looked like a stick figure drawn by a 3-year-old, a comment that caught the eye of the former women's champion. Responding, Flair made it clear that she wasn't seeking affirmation from others on how she looked, saying, "Lord help me if I ever listen to a man's opinion on how I should look." After missing WrestleMania for reasons beyond her control, Flair is happy to be back on TV and in the Raw Women's title picture, and she doesn't need any style tips while she's at it. One man who's no stranger to confronting fans is Seth Rollins, and when he's not on WWE TV and telling people to embrace the vision, the former Universal Champion can be found training his crop of students. Rollins trains wrestling hopefuls at the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy, which this week received a huge gift from Vince McMahon. On Instagram, the Academy shared a photo of their brand new ring with the caption, "Thanks for the upgrade, Vince." Rollins' training has already paid off for WWE, as one of his students, Ben Carter, is now in the company, competing as Nathan Frazier. Given his resources, it's hardly surprising that the chairman had a spare ring for SmackDown's Messiah to use, and now Rollins and his students will be able to train in a ring the right size for anyone who plans to make it in WWE. AEW news now, and Paul White ditched the Big Show name when he joined the All Elite promotion, but he may be bringing a different character back to our screens. On Miro's YouTube channel, White was asked about Captain Insano, the character he played in the 1998 Adam Sandler film The Waterboy, and revealed plans to play the fictional wrestler again, saying, "Tony Khan is really good friends with Frank, one of the writers and creators of Waterboy. The Captain Insano character, Tony's trying hard to get the rights. I told Tony, if you get Captain Insano, I will rock the ever-loving off it. I'll get the red boots and the whole 9 yards. Captain Insano shows no mercy. AEW did recently register a trademark for Captain Insano, and with White very happy to don the Star-Spangled Singlet again, it's entirely possible we'll see Captain Insano in AEW. Back to WWE, and we're sending our congratulations to Kelly Kelly, who got married to longtime boyfriend Joe Koba this week. On Instagram, Kelly shared pictures of the happy occasion, and we're extending our deepest congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Koba at this joyous time. More from AEW, and it wasn't too long ago that the company made fun of WWE for their no thigh slapping signs dotted backstage, but now they have their own rule making the rounds. During a recent Being the Elite, a sign was spotted in Daly's place reading, "Spoilers cost jobs, don't do it." AEW has a huge problem with spoilers, as Reddit user Space Force 1 has leaked spoilers in AEW, but has been silent since their St. Patrick's Day special. It's possible that Space Force 1 could still be around, and whether or not Tony Khan will punish those in spoiled matches or actually cut anyone he believes might be leaking information, it's clear that spoilers in AEW remain a huge issue they don't want to have. Despite WrestleMania being a two-night event, many superstars didn't appear on the show, but Reginald Thomas had a very valid reason for missing both nights. When NXT UK's Amelie tweeted out to wonder where Reginald was when Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler competed on night 2, Reggie said he was malade, which translates from French to sick. Reginald didn't specify what illness he had, though there's speculation that he wasn't allowed at WrestleMania due to WWE's strict rules against anyone suspected of testing positive, and hopefully the ex-sommelier will be back on WWE TV in the very near future. In 1997, ECW held their very first pay-per-view, Barely Legal, which saw Sabu face Taz in their first ever collision in the Extreme promotion. This week marked 24 years since that historic event, and on Twitter, WWE acknowledged that anniversary, but it didn't sit right with the Human Suplex Machine. In their tweet, WWE tagged several ECW alumni including Paul Heyman, RVD, Lance Storm, Bully Ray, and Tommy Dreamer, but despite using a clip of Taz and Sabu, didn't tag either man. Taz responded saying, "If you're gonna do the typical rewrite history in WWE eyes and not acknowledge or tag me a main event of the show, then edit me out of the video clip. You don't need to advertise me for your subscription model." It's interesting that WWE didn't tag Taz, who works for AEW, but did tag Impact's Tommy Dreamer. And whilst fans can see this match on the WWE Network and Peacock, WWE didn't feel the need to tag the very man who won the main event. Back to WWE, and Bad Bunny wowed fans with his incredible work at WrestleMania, and that includes big names in AEW. On Busted Open Radio, Chris Jericho had plenty of praise for Bad Bunny, saying, "The coolest thing was Bad Bunny's entrance. I'm like, that's cool. That's kind of what we try to do. We did that last week with the Inner Circle showing up with the cars in kind of a Fast and Furious type thing." Jericho added that AEW is the cool promotion because of spectacular entrances and scenes they present to the fans, similar to what fans saw with Bunny at WrestleMania. Though AEW does have its share of impressive entrances, it's hard not to see Jericho's comments as riding the coattails of Bunny's success in WWE, and time will tell whether the Grammy-winning rapper one day returns to the ring in AEW. And we're ending today with Edge, who came up short at WrestleMania 37 in a match that was changed from a singles match between him and Roman Reigns into a triple threat. Speaking to Inside the Ropes, Edge revealed how late on the road to WrestleMania did he learn that Daniel Bryan was to be added, saying, "In the build to Fastlane was when we were told that it was going to change to a triple threat. The three of us have not talked about it. I think it's an unspoken thing." Edge added that all three of them have similar stories given that they all returned from career-ending moments, and added that he didn't get the chance to question the triple threat stipulation. "All three of these separate journeys have thought, this is it. I know for me, this was it, so I can't speak for them. I was done, and I was told I had no choice." It's surprising that Edge, a Hall of Famer and part of WWE's creative, was told he had no choice but to accept the triple threat stipulation, and it'll be interesting to see what's next for him after his WrestleMania loss. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.